All right, so it is our January monthly team meeting, and I want to welcome everybody to joining us. To those of you guys that are here with me, I love you. Thank you for taking the time out and making this a priority for your business. You know, I know you guys all hear me over and over again preach how important training is, but it really is, because if you want to make money in this business, you have got to know how to be a well-rounded consultant. And that's exactly what, trainings will provide. Now, to remind you, okay, trainings are not mandatory, right? Like, I can't hold a gun to your head and say you have to be here. Would I love to make sure everybody was here? Absolutely, because I know it's what's best for a business. But we do provide the recordings within 24 hours normally, after, if in case that you're not able to make it with us. It's doing this kind of business, you are going to get out of it exactly what you put into it. Okay. And just like any other business, it is going to take time. It is going to take energy. It's going to take nurturing. And most of all, it's going to take you in order to make it successful. Okay. Because I've never in my life seen a successful business ran by itself, ever. Have you guys? Never, right? So we're going to get started this evening kind of talking about some different little areas of our business, which really are not so little. They're really what I would think is the lifeblood of your business, which is bookings and really building relationships. So who was going to start? Carolyn, were you starting, or was Tiffany starting? Starting? Okay, awesome. So Tiffany, in case you guys are brand new, again, Tiffany is one of my downline directors. She's an advanced director. She lives in Chambersburg, which is right around the corner from me. And so she's kind of like my sidekick on this team. So whether she wants to believe it or not, she is the same level as I am now. So, we're going to throw more responsibility her way, and I'm taking a vacation. No, I'm just joking. So anyway, Tiffany, if you can get us started, go for it, girl.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was relationships within your VIP groups. Not saying that it doesn't pertain to cooking shows, but it does. So any parties that you do, but mine is going to be more focused on the virtual parties. So what I wanted to show you is, I'm going to share my screen and make sure that it shows up on you guys' end. That's if I get to the right screen. Hold on one second. So oh crap. Bear with me. All right. So in the outline, and I know some of you guys have already dealt with the new outline of January, the New Year Better You outline. So, and I know, Carla, you are new, so bear with me here.
This is why I get gray hairs.
What? Shush.
Bearing with you.
All right. So, in the outline on day 2, so of course you start at the top and you read through anything that's in blue. Make sure that you get familiar with it. A lot of this stuff that we talk about in our team meetings or trainings is going to be a little redundant, but it's well worth visiting everything that we talk about. So if everyone that has already gone through, since we're already halfway through January, on day 2, which is the day of Friday, if you're following the outline and how we start our parties on Thursday. This post right here, which is post number 2, and it talks about stoneware. And wherever Becky has put in red in anything within the outline, make sure that you're reading over every post, the verbiage, and what's in red. So this is a post, like I said, it's on Friday, so hopefully you got a little bit of engagement on the first day, having the host, add more people into our party, making sure that she has, our goal is to have 40 plus people that have joined the party. So that builds more conversations and engagement within the party itself, which makes a party more fun. So this post here is a poll for stoneware. So put where it says personalized, put the favorite stone that you have in your kitchen. And then once you post this and people start answering, Becky has right here in red, make sure you're starting a conversation based on their response. So if you have people that don't own stoneware, like my host now that I have a party that's going on now, she doesn't own any stoneware. So she had answered she doesn't have any stoneware. She has other guests that have answered B, which is I have one but never used it. So in this red piece right up here above it, this is where you want to continue the conversation with those guests. So let me switch my, did it switch on your screen, guys, to my party? Okay, good. So in my party, my favorite stone is the round large stone, which I call the pizza stone, because that's what everybody kind of going on their terminology so they know what I'm talking about. And you could also post a picture of yourself with the stoneware. I had one and I forgot to post it with this post. So underneath this post, I had 27 comments, which includes mine. So let me open up. So of course, Heather is my host and she said straight up A. So I had asked her if she was intimidated by them. We have a conversation going on in a private conversation. She actually has a, the large round rock crock stone. So she wasn't familiar with whether she could do the same thing with that stone versus, or the rock crock line versus a regular stone. So I just explained to her that, you know, the rock crock line is more versatile. It could go on different, like in the oven, under the broiler, on a grill, versus a regular stone. So she was wondering if she could make bread and cookies on that versus a regular stone. And I told her yes. So that conversation was private, and so that's why you don't see that. So the next one is C, that she's obsessed with stoneware. So I had asked her which one is her go-to, and she tells me that it's a square baking dish. The next one is B, which is that she still has it. She has one but never used it. And I asked her which one do you still have in the box and why is it in the box, and laugh out loud. I didn't get a response back from that one. Some of them I don't get responses back, but at least I'm trying to give some questions to have them come back and engage, because remember, not everybody's on Facebook all the time, but they do get that notification once you tag them. This one here, this is a past host of mine, and she said she's not obsessed, but she uses a large stone on a daily. And this is where she had posted, I asked her what she makes on her stone, and she gives a whole bunch of examples: pizza, hash browns, chicken nuggets, rolls, taco ring, chicken. What was more? And then she says cookies. Anything you put on a cooking sheet to bake, basically. Which that, when somebody else as a guest puts ideas in people's minds, it makes them look at a product differently. So your guests are cross-selling to the other guests within the party, which is an awesome thing. This also happens at a cooking show as well. So don't think that it doesn't happen there. I've been to plenty of Becky's cooking shows that once the guests start, oh, I have that, I do this with it, whatever. The conversations start going and they start telling each other what they do with it, what they like about it, what they don't like about it. Because remember, not every product is for everybody, but there's a product out there for everybody. So this just goes to show that underneath this post, it's very important to keep the conversation going and trying to get familiar with your guests and what they're looking for. I'm trying to think what else. There was another one. This one here is the brownie pan. And I actually had the host, she has one, and they talk about the different omelets that they might make within that brownie pan. The host has one, so I ended up sending her the e-cookbook that we have available. It's on like the team page for you to edit the information to make it your own as far as the personal information. And you could send that e-cookbook to them, which gives them a load of ideas from hors d'oeuvres to breakfast stuff, dinner stuff, lunch stuff that you could freeze. So there's a lot of recipes in that ebook. So
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Huh?
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
Can you go back up to your stoneware post real quick?
Yep.
So just to kind of add some other ideas with this, like number one, it's really important to find out why they don't have any stoneware. Some people are intimidated by it. Some people are like, you know, they've had bad experiences in the past for, so they may not own any anymore. But really on B is like one of the most important ones, because you're going to find a lot of people that have stoneware, but they don't use it. And so there's a lot of cookbooks that are available in the files section on our team page that you can send to your customers. So let's say I have somebody that says, I have a pizza stone, but I don't ever use it, right? You've got all these other people that are commenting about what you can use a pizza stone for. But what I'm going to say is, so Carolyn, would you like it if I would send you an e-cookbook for free that's got tons of recipe ideas for you to rescue that stone and, you know, put it back to use? So the reason that I'm offering that is not because I'm really the rock star consultant and, oh my gosh, I'm amazing because I'm giving somebody a free cookbook, but it's really because we're trying to get that conversation to go from the party offline, right? We're trying to go from the party group to a private conversation so that you open the door up to actually building a connection and relationship with people. So that's really, really, really important for you guys to remember. The other thing that I want to recommend to you guys is that when you're talking about anyone and they say, I have this stoneware, I have this stoneware, I have this stoneware, people are not visual creatures, okay? So it is really easy for us to go onto the website and pull a picture of the stone that they're talking about and post that down below as well, so that other people can see, oh, Sally loves the rectangular baker, and me, the consultant, I'm posting what the rectangular baker looks like, right? Because I'm like, oh, you love the rectangular baker. For those of you guys that don't know it, here's what it looks like, right? So I post a picture of whatever stone somebody mentions or product for that fact throughout the outline. As I'm going in my parties, whenever someone mentions a product specifically, I will post that product specifically under there so other people can see it. You'll see that I mentioned that in the outline on, I think it's the what's your favorite gadget or what's your favorite product post, for you guys to do that. But I do that throughout the entire party so that other people, you know, you're going to have watchers. Okay. It's really important for you guys to remember that, you know, you may have, Tiffany, you have 32 people in that group, right? But probably about a quarter of them are participating. But that doesn't mean that people are not watching. Okay. People might just be readers and they're not people that interact on the parties. So the more products that you're displaying as you comment, because, you know, Sally says that she has the deep covered baker. Nobody knows what the deep covered baker looks like but us, right? Or the person that owns it. So if you post that, that may spark somebody's interest. So that's all I wanted to add to you guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to show an example because I did do that with a couple. I love people's descriptions of things because it's not the description that we have in the catalog. Right. That's why I said the large round pizza stone. And then I said the pizza stone because I don't even know. I'm trying to find it quick, which I
that's all right. Just stay on track for what you were going to do. It's fine. I think everybody kind of understands what I'm saying, though. The more product, it's just one more way for you to put more products out there other than what's visibly you're posting in the outline.
Right. And that's what I've been doing on this one is I've been doing that, trying to get better at that. So people know, like, the person has the mini muffin pan and the, I don't, I lost for words right now. The tart, she called it the mallet, the little that pushes the dough down. Now I don't even know what it's called. But I showed a picture of it, asking her if that's what she was referring to, so she would get back to me. So, all right. So, that's definitely an important thing within this post on the outline, is to keep that conversation going. There's other posts within the outline to get engagement going and learning more about your guest as well. So just as an example, parties that go, that qualify or up to $1,000, which this month we've had some rock and rock stars. Becky has had over 1,000, Carolyn, Lisa, Gail, Roxanne, they've all had over $1,000 parties. So it has to come from somewhere as far as engagement, and people talking within the parties for that to happen, for you to get sales as well. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is in the outline on Sundays, where it starts Sunday, which is today. Let me get to it. And I know I've gone over this before, so of course you change your banner, and right here Becky gives you verbiage, and I could not agree more with all this, because this is the day that is very important for your virtual parties, especially for all the guests that have participated within your party. So you have a thank you post here that you send to your host and thank them for, being a great host, telling them that the party's going to be wrapping up, and a message for them to send out to their guest with a party link. You want to make sure that you tell them to send out this message in a personal message, whether it's through a text or through Messenger, because that just goes to show that the host is taking their time to send out a message to everybody individually and thanking them for coming to their party and participating and joining. Because without them, the party wouldn't be interesting at all. So make sure that you're sending those two messages. This is the thank you message to the guest or to the host. And then this is her message that the host needs to send to her guest, either through Messenger or through a text message. And then if you have anyone that has already placed orders, the message that you want to send out as a consultant to that guest, make sure you go to Consultant's Corner. I usually have a sticky note of who places an order, and go to a post within the party that they have participated. And I'm actually going to show you one. So I'm going to take this first message here, which is basically stating, you put the person's name. I wanted to thank you so much for not only participating in the post like this one shown below in the picture, but in the party in general, because it helped keep the party alive, which really helps our host. I know she really appreciated your order. Could I interest you in helping? And then you put the host name, make sure that you change that name, by having your own virtual party just like this one, to give her credit. Not only would you be helping her earn a half price item, but there are some amazing host specials in the next couple months for you. What do you think? So I just copied this message. I'm going to go back to my party. And I know we had some issues with some people that don't have their business page set up as a business. So if you're not seeing this message underneath a post that you've made and a guest has commented, we need to relook at how you're in your settings of your business page, because it might not be set up as a business I think the last two that we had were set up as a movie. Is that right, Becky? They were set up where it was different. We haven't seen that before, but we got them fixed, so now they're actually seeing this message. So you should have a like button, a reply button, and a message button underneath what a guest has replied underneath one of your posts that you made within the party. So Mimi Bailey has placed an order on this party. So I'm going to hit message. And this message pops up, which it shows the message that she has made a comment under. And I'm going to paste the verbiage that Becky has provided for us. I'm going to change the name to Mimi. I'm also going to change the host name to Heather. And that is the only two things that you need to change. But just make sure, don't do what I've done before and not change the correct names on the post. It is embarrassing when they come back and say, I'm not so-and-so. Okay, or who is so-and-so as the host?
And you know what you tell them? You just tell them, you laugh, and you say, anyone can do this job.
Right? I've done that, so. So you just look over and make sure that you've edited those two names, and you just hit send. And that sends a message to that guest, and it does not go into that crazy folder where they can't find it because we're not friends. It actually goes up into their notifications up here in the little bell section of their Facebook page, and they will get that message, and you're hoping that they respond back to you. If they don't, follow back up tomorrow or follow back up Tuesday morning and say, hey, the party's getting ready to wrap up. Just wanted to make sure that you saw the message above, and if you have any questions or if you're interested in hosting your own party. So those are some key things, like as a new consultant, Carla, if you need me to explain that anymore, I will definitely help you out with that. It's just things that, you know, you don't think about, but within the outline that Becky has provided for us, she definitely walks through everything step by step. And if you follow it to a T, you should be successful with host coaching and doing the outline the way that it's laid out for us.
Awesome.
That is all I got.
Thank you, Tiffany. And I just want to kind of touch on a couple things because you know what, that's Becky, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. So first and foremost, I know that this says Sunday, right? That we're to send these messages on Sunday. Now, I don't want any of you guys to think because life is crazy on that Sunday of that party that means that you don't, you know, because it's Monday that, oh gosh, I didn't get to send these messages yesterday and it's too late for me to do it. Okay? No, the answer is no. The most important thing that you can do is send those messages before the party closes, right? As long as you send those messages sometime before the party closes, that's what's most important. I build it in on Sunday because we ideally, in a perfect world, want to start wrapping our parties up. You know, Monday night is the end of the posting, and Tuesday is typically what I try to close the parties. You guys, it's really important for a lot of different reasons that we are very timely when we're closing our parties up. Number one, our customers expect it, okay? How many of you guys shop Amazon? Okay, and would you be a little ticked off if you were waiting 24 days for your order to get to you? Okay, did you guys know that the average time from the time somebody places an order until they get it, whether that be from their host because they send it to the host or because a consultant is delayed with closing a party up, is 24 days. Wow. It's unacceptable, okay? So that's why we've condensed down the outline so that it's only 5 days because it's a shorter period of time for people. The party is less, you know, it's not as lengthy. It gives you kind of a couple of days to maneuver, you know, so if you're not closing up on Tuesday, I would really strive to get your parties closed no later than Wednesday, you guys, because we really, the goal is to get the orders in people's hands, right? so that at a 2-week mark, we're able to follow back up with them and say, hey, Tiffany, how are you liking your veggie spiralizer, right? Because we need to provide that extra layer of customer service 2 weeks after they get their orders. So, but don't think just because you didn't get to send the messages on Sunday that you can't do it on another day. There's a lot of times that I'm running 6 virtual parties a week, plus I normally have 3 to 4 cooking shows, and my cooking shows are every weekend, okay? So I do shows most weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's a lot of weeks that on Sunday I don't get to send messages, but what do I do on Monday? I make it a priority to sit down and do it. So here's my other thing, guys. If you're not investing your time in a way that's going to be valuable to you and your business, then that's the kind of results that you're going to get. Okay. So if you're not utilizing, number one, the systems that are given to you, and number two, actually sitting down and, I don't just pull stuff randomly, right? My butt is kind of big, but I don't pull it out of nowhere. Okay. So I've been doing this for a while. And I kind of have worked through all of the bugs for you guys so that you don't have to go through all the heartache and headaches that I've had in the last 9 years. So if you use the systems from start to finish, then you're going to get great results with them. Okay. But no business runs itself. Okay. You can't just start a party and schedule everything to post and then think you don't need to create relationships with people. You can't think that you're not going to have to follow up with people. You can't think that you're not going to have to message people to remind them. Because I'm a mom of 4, and honestly, some days if I wasn't reminded to shower, there would be days where I probably wouldn't shower, because that's just how life is. Life is busy for everyone. So I will tell you though, how many of you guys have seen the screenshots that I've posted sometimes on Monday when I when I send messages? And Branda, what do you guys normally see when I send messages? What happens in my inbox?
You get quite the response.
Exactly, because people need that, I'm one of those people that if I'm participating in a friend's party, I'm that last person to order just because life is busy. And if that consultant is willing to take the time out to send me a message, then I'm more likely to go ahead and place the order because I know she's taking her time out. And a lot of people feel that way, you guys. So, just make it a priority. And it's not going to, it takes me with six shows, with 6 virtual parties, it takes me, probably an hour to send all the messages out that I need to send. But if you're doing 1 or 2 parties or 1 party, it's going to take you 15 minutes, to send the messages out. It's worth your 15 minutes, guys. Worth it. Completely worth it. Okay.
Just
all right.
One more quick thing. When you do send out those messages, like I just showed you by clicking on that message thing, make sure that you write down who you sent a message to, because it's not like Messenger on Facebook, like personal Messenger. It doesn't show you the conversation unless you're in the inbox on your business page. It will just show that box that you saw that I showed you. So write down who, as you're going down through your party and you're clicking on the message of everybody that has posted, make sure you're writing down the name so you're not repeating a message back to the same person over and over again.
Yeah. Or, or if you're working on your computer, right? If you're messaging in copying and pasting from your computer, just open your phone up and it'll keep posting here so you can kind of scroll and see who you talked to, who you haven't talked to. So most of the time when I'm sending messages, I have my phone out so I don't double message someone, and then I'm working from my computer. Okay. So there's lots of ways you work around it, or like she said, simple piece of paper so you can track, the people that you're messaging. So do you guys know why we have so many engagement posts in our outline now? Does anyone know why?
Does anyone like to tag people?
Yes, that's it. I like to tag people. There's a method. There's a method to my madness always. Okay. So the more people, Carolyn, I love you. The more people that we can get to participate in the party, okay, by a simple comment, okay, the more opportunity there is for you guys to direct message people. And that's why. That's what it's all about. In every one of those games, because there's 6 or 7, free gift ideas. And that's the other strategy. And the other reason why there are so many free gift games in the outline is because people participate in games. Okay. Let's just face it. So the more people that you can get to interact on games means the more messages that you can send when it comes time to send those messages. Because they have to comment somewhere in the party in order for you to have the ability to direct message them. Okay? So it's all a strategy, you guys. It's a complete strategy, which is exciting. All right, so Carolyn, I'm going to tag you. Tag, you're it. It's time for Miss Carolyn to lead us in some training. I love you.
What?
I said I love you.
What did you just say?
I snorted.
Oh, I love you too.
If she starts coughing and passes out, we already know. She's sick.
Yeah. Aren't you glad it's all done virtually as far as these meetings? The germs stay around me instead of y'all. Anyway, just to piggyback off of what Tiffany had said in regards to, as far as getting the relationship established with your guest during your virtual parties, or, even your cooking parties, it's because 80% of your bookings, your future bookings, actually come out of those parties. And so you really need to work on establishing those relationships. And then, Becky with the outlines, she's gone ahead and actually put it in there for us. So, it's almost like baby feeding us. If we follow it, there's a good chance that we're going to go ahead and get some bookings. But one thing about bookings and your business, you need to be consistent with it, okay? When you fail to be consistent with it, it's like starting all over again, okay? And I'm speaking of experience. November and December, I was having some family issues, and my business was not the priority. And January came around, and it's like, I have no parties. And what am I going to do? And let's face it, my business depends on parties. And so I did a lot of messaging and calling and everything to get, at least 5 parties booked for that first week. Did I get it? Absolutely. Was it easy? Oh no, it was not easy. Okay. It took perseverance. It took, just really making sure that I worked my business in regards to, messages. I called people, I emailed people, to just sort of bring up my business. Okay. Did I get those bookings? Yes. I've been able to get 10 bookings for the month of January, when I started like 2 days before January and I didn't have any bookings. Okay. So is it possible to gain them? Absolutely. Okay. Will they just fall in your lap? Most likely no. And I think sometimes when you get into this business, you think, oh yeah, it's going to be easy. And it is for the most part, but you're going to have to put forth work to get that. Okay. Like Becky now, because she's been doing this for so long, she's probably already booked up until March. Is that correct, Becky? You're probably all completely filled up until March. And so it takes consistency and persistence. Okay. Parties, they are the bread and butter of our business. Okay. We have to have them. I've tried mailing, many catalogs out, thinking, okay, somebody would go ahead and order. And I would mail out like 50 a week at one time, and I'd get maybe 1 or 2 orders out of those 50. And so it wasn't cost productive for me. However, the virtual parties is what, and those bookings are, what I'm able to get my bread and butter from. Anyway, basically, I know some of you have been here for a long time. I know I've seen Branda's name quite often. Caroline and Angie K, I'm sorry. No, I don't know who you are. I'm assuming you both are possibly new consultants. And when you're first starting to get your business going, you really need to go ahead and not limit yourself to who you ask or how you ask. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to do it. It was like with me starting all over in January. I asked everybody. I don't care who you were, and no doesn't hurt. It's not like it's throwing a rock at me, and I don't take it personally, and I'll ask them again in a month. So they know that about me. But you need to go ahead and contact as many people as possible. And you need to build interest. Why? Why should I host for you? And one thing about that, you need to always make it about them and not you. Okay? Because if you're making it about you, the interest isn't as strong as if you're making it about them, what we could do for them, instead of what they can do for us. Ways that you can go ahead and get bookings, or like I said before, email, there's messages, the text messages, there's the computer messages, phone calls, and even through social media. All of those things we could use to get bookings, and I wouldn't settle with just one way. And the other thing is, like with the emails, make sure you follow up within 2 days after the emails, with a phone call. And I know in the outlines there too, in regards to bookings, Becky has put it in there. If you sent them a message and they haven't responded within the first 48 hours, you message them back, and she has the words right there for you to go ahead and message them back. And then also with the messaging, try to personalize it as much as you possibly can. If it's, friends that that you're sending it to, personalize it, okay? And so I usually take what Becky has already done for us, and then I've gone ahead and I usually add a little bit more to it. If it was like somebody from high school that I knew, and that's been a long time, I'll usually try to personalize it first, even if it means going back to the, high school memories. In fact, my most recent recruit, her name's Terry, we haven't spoken in, 37 years, if not more. We haven't spoken at all. And, I went ahead and hit her up for the party, and she asked, she was pretty unsure because she has a really good friend that also sells it. And I had to pique her interest. I had to make it more personal about her and not about me. And, she hosted the party. The party, was over $1,000. She had over 80 friends that she had invited. And, eventually she became my recruit, even though she had a really good friend in her town that sold it. And so you really have to get down to, to your, whoever you're trying to get to book, into a very special relationship building, okay? And that's what Pampered Chef is. It's more than just going out and trying to sell great products. It's about building relationships. And I think that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed about Pampered Chef, is the relationships that I have created because of this, okay? And, money is great, and the free products are great, but it's the relationships that I really think more highly of. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about it. In regards to some fun facts about, booking parties, to make it interested for them, is you can talk about the free products, okay? The higher the party sales, we all know the higher amount of free products you receive. And then this month especially, when you start talking about this is double rewards month, when people say, oh, January is really a beast in regards to hosting parties, to me, based on my experience, it's probably been one of my favorite times to go ahead and start posting parties. I've only been in the business for 1 year. In fact, it was this month. Did you know that, Tiffany? That I signed underneath Tiffany. I think it was like on the 15th. So it's just been a year since I signed. And I'm still in it, and still doing it. But, when I started, I really started with my, feet down on the ground and just running. And I did well, but I had the motivation to do it. Nobody can give you that motivation. Okay. You have to create it in yourself. Okay. Also with the interest, when you talk about half-priced items, a lot of times these big items like the deluxe cooking blender and the quick cooker and the rock crock slow cooker, those are some big items financially. A lot of people don't have that. Okay, I know I don't. And like when I started, when I decided to host a party, it was just because I wanted a silly little pizza stone. That's it. And and it ended up that I had $380 worth of free items, but I had done it like I said during double rewards in January. And so half-priced items sometimes really gets their attention. Discounted products, they can get up to 30% off. And then for the whole year, they have, can have an additional 10% off when they go ahead and purchase anything. As far as future rewards, if they host a party and somebody books from their party, again, they get to go ahead and get half off. And all of these, things, eventually will appeal to one person or another, not to mention the monthly host specials and then the guest specials. And so you need to utilize that to encourage them to go ahead and to book. And again, like I said, you need to make it about them and not about you and what you can do for them. No matter your goal, and we've always talked about goals too, you need to go ahead and make sure that part of the goal is being consistent. And I've said that already a couple of times, but you need to be consistent, you need to stay active, and you have to be engaged in your business. These meetings, trainings that Becky always, plans for and tags us in, there's a reason for it, okay? It's to go ahead and to help us with our own business, okay? She doesn't have to do that. She can go ahead and let us flounder, and not really get anything accomplished. But sometimes it really helps when you have a reminder and other people to say, hey, there's the training. And every month at the same time, we're going to have this meeting. And so it's like, okay, you should go ahead and really try to plan for it. And that will help with your bookings because, excuse me, sometimes some things that, let's say Becky says in regards to bookings might be different than what Tiffany says or what I say, although they do all, coordinate together. And so it's really important to go ahead and participate and plan on coming to the trainings. In regards to the bookings, again, as far as messaging, I know Becky quite often does the blitz, okay? And that's what got me going this, for January was the blitz. It's like, okay. And it's not that I'm really type of competing, whatever you want to call it, individual. I'm in special ed, so I might not be using the right words, but I'm not necessarily somebody in competition with others. But when I hear it's like, okay, let's go. Yeah, that gives me an extra drive. I'm excited about it because I'm not doing it alone. Okay. And at the same token, everybody's there to work together. And then if we put our nose on the Wolfpack page, somebody has a great idea to go ahead and, work toward those no's. So you're not alone. Okay. And that's one thing about this business. And when I had talked about relationships before, I like this because of the relationships. Okay. You're not alone at all in trying to go about your business. Okay. You have other people to go ahead and bounce things off of. Again, in regards to bookings, there are different types of parties that you can book, and not everybody wants a virtual party. Out of the entire year that I've been doing this, only one person has asked me to do a virtual party, actually two, and then hers fell through. And each time I called, I never was able to get her. But I've only done one cooking party, and I had a blast at it. And I think it's really good for all of us. If you have one area that you're like a real expert at, if you're great at cooking show, I encourage you to go ahead and try to do at least one virtual party. If you're mainly a virtual party, go ahead and really get out of the box and do at least one cooking show. The experiences are very different. The people are very different, and there's a lot to be learned, okay, when you're doing a cooking show versus a virtual party. There's also, there's fundraisers you could do, and Suzanne Fowl, she's in our team. She's a number one when it comes to fundraisers, okay? So if you ever have any questions, she's a go-to in regards to, fundraisers. You can also do catalog parties. You can do theme parties. And inside the, if you go underneath consultant corners into Explore, and then go to training and booking parties, it gives you a whole list of party themes and pictures even to go with it. I follow Becky's outline for the most part, but there's sometimes that some of the questions of my guest leads to another area. And so I will slightly, post some extra posts that pertains to what they're asking, or to encourage that participation, because if that's where they were heading, I'll go there. And there's like already a bunch of posts that you can go ahead and use to add to Becky's party outline. But anyway, that is pretty much the extent of it. And I know for some that's a repetition, and I think sometimes it's really good to hear repetition because sometimes we forget. But I think the bottom line that I want you to take out of whatever I've said is be consistent and be engaging. And that's it.
Absolutely. All right, so before I kind of wrap us up, we have, probably about 20 more minutes to go. Does anyone have any questions at all for Tiffany or for Carolyn before I go into what I want to kind of spiel about? No, everybody's good? Okay, so I really would have just kind of bring us home with a lot of reminders, and then kind of just something to kind of leave you guys with. So on our team page is a huge resource for you guys. Okay. I know there's going to be times where, you're going to get more notifications on some days than on other days, right? Because depending how busy Becky is, if I'm creating all of our events for the month, then there's going to be more notifications for you that you've been invited to something. Okay. It is really just this simple. If you can't participate in something, you just click no. Okay, you just click no. There's no hard feelings here. Ask anyone that's been with me for a long time. Jackie, you've been with me for a while. Do I ever message you and like, oh my God, I can't believe you're not coming to this training. Ew, you're fired.
All the time.
No, that's not how it works, you guys. You know, I understand as a busy mom and having a busy life myself that there's going to be times even let's say Tiffany's doing a training on a Saturday. I sometimes can't attend her trainings. It's going to happen to all of us. The most important thing for you guys to know is that the trainings are always recorded and posted within 24 hours for you guys. Okay. So when you're invited to something, just click yes or click no. Okay. Yes or no. Super simple. If you click no, you don't get any more notifications from it. So you don't get Becky blowing up your newsfeed. You're welcome. Yes, on our team page, I am an excited leader. We have an amazing team, and I love to recognize our team when you guys are doing something to build your businesses, grow your business, or contribute. So I will tag you when you have, reached an accomplishment or, earned something, because we need to give recognition where recognition is due. Okay. So if you don't want recognition, I'm sorry about your luck. It's going to happen anyway, because that's how I roll. Okay. I just gotta stop. So couple things for you guys to know though. If you didn't already know, I'm going to share my screen and make sure that you know where your resources are, because on our team page, a lot of people don't realize that there's some extras built in here that you may or may not have seen. So on the event section, okay, and I'm on a computer, so it may look different than your phone, but there is going to be an event section on your phone or on your computer in the team page. If you click that, it's going to have all of our upcoming trainings that are scheduled. Okay. And you can simply go down through the list and write it on your calendar. Okay. That way, yes, I need to be somewhere at some specific time. So right now, there's several events that are created. I've started creating the February stuff because it's right around the corner. So tomorrow night, we do have our Monday back to basics training that I started doing a couple weeks ago. Those of you guys that have been participating with it, I think that you guys have enjoyed everything that we've been talking about so far. And it's really just about bringing your business back to the nuts and bolts. Okay. So it's not even about bookings. It's not about recruiting. It's about all of the other things that we really never have time to talk about, like social media and how you use social media, or how you can organize yourself and plan your time better. So that's really what the Monday night training consists of. And, if you're available, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're a new consultant. Our team meeting. Okay, so I'm going to give you the rundown. If you guys want to list this out on a piece of paper for yourself so that you can write it in your calendar ahead of time, here's how our training works every month. The first Thursday of the month, Carolyn goes live on the team page at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time with her little recruiting live talk, okay? Tiffany does the second Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with virtual party training, okay? The third Sunday of the month is our team meeting. It is the one where we all come together and we all discuss lots of different things. That is always the third Sunday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the third Monday of the month, Miranda does host coaching. So she's teaching you about host coaching, okay? And that one is at, let me double check because I always screw her time up for some reason. I think it's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Man, I was right. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that is what our consistent schedule is, okay? And then there's going to be times where home office throws something in there that we also have to invite you guys to. Hence, spring launch, which I just invited you guys to earlier. So spring launch, who's excited for a new catalog? Because I love new catalogs. I love it when they come out. It's always exciting. It's a lot of energy for your business. So on February 3rd, we will have an additional Zoom for the month. So that's going to kind of replace my Monday back to business or back to basics, whatever you want to call it, training. So we'll swap out. We'll do the spring launch on Zoom that night. And basically, we're just going to kind of be watching a video together, okay, and checking out the new products together. That's really what it's going to consist of. And then on Sunday, February 9th, for those of you guys that live local to me, I'm going to be opening my home up for a recipe night. Well, actually recipe afternoon. So that you guys can come play with the new gadgets. You guys can come and, you know, we can eat the new recipes and create the new recipes. And it's really just a chance for us, again, to kind of come together, bond over the new products, discuss, you know, how we're going to, you know, sell them, strategies to book with them, that kind of thing. Carolyn, I don't know if you're planning anything local for your girls for spring launch out your way. But if you do decide, then you can either create an event in here or you can create it on your own team group, whichever, you know, you wanted to do. But I really think it's a good idea that if you are local and you're able to come to it, I would love to come, you know, love for you to come and love to squeeze you, hug you. That's how I am. Okay, so that is always in our event section. Okay, so if you don't ever know what's going on, check in the event section. The other thing that I have started to do is called units. Has anyone seen me kind of dabbling and playing around in units? Okay, so I'm really trying to get more of a consistent place for you guys to go and get ideas. Maybe you're someone that's shy and you don't want to have a conversation with me. I'm not very intimidating, trust me. Maybe you don't want to talk to your leaders. That's okay. Maybe you want ideas though. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking down your business into different category units. Okay, so I've started one for new consultants. And so basically you can go into this unit and it's kind of like a little training session for you. Okay, so as you go down through, there's going to be lots of different things for you to either watch a video wise or a link for you to click. And it's really just about the first steps in kind of, you know, helping you to get started, where our outline's at, you know, when you get paid, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So there's going to be, when I get it done, and it's always going to be added to, there's going to be one for bookings. There's going to be one for recruiting ideas. There's one for host coaching ideas, one for party time. Okay. So that's kind of where our outlines are all going to be eventually when I get it there. And then when we are doing the Monday back to basics training, all of the recordings are going to be here. So if anytime you've, you know, let's say you attended it, but you needed to kind of, you know, go back and get a refresher with it, then all of the videos are going to be here. The other thing that you can do though is I have a YouTube link. You can follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube, and all of the trainings that we do are always there. Okay. So anytime I upload a training there, you're going to get a notification, unless you don't like notifications, that I have uploaded a training there. So you would know firsthand that you could just go there, click the link, and watch the training. Okay. So team launch party, like I said, we're doing that. Okay, so something else that we're going to be doing in February is we are going to be doing a kind of mega team party. We've done this before and it was a lot of fun. We had great success with it. I think we did it not last summer, but the summer before. And basically we're going to run it for 3 days. So it's going to be like a virtual party. I'm going to do all the posting, which I must be crazy, right? I must just be crazy. I'll do all the posting, and all you're going to do as a consultant is invite everybody to it. Okay. So that's going to be held February 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And why would we want to do this? You're probably thinking to yourself, why would I want to like invite all my friends with all these other people that are consultants? Because number one, the more fun and energy you can get into one party, the better it's going to be. Okay. Every one of you guys will have a shopping link that will be created. Okay, so your customers are going to be able to shop through you. They're not going to be shopping through me. It's not like I'm trying to steal all your customers, and I'm not going to message anyone, I promise. But it's more about creating that fun with the new products that are going to be released in March. Okay, so that 3 days is going to be jam-packed around all of the new products that are going to be coming out. So what is that going to help you guys do? Get bookings, right? So it's going to be a way in 3 days for us to help you guys to get bookings on your calendar going into the month of March surrounding those new products. Does that make sense? And you don't even have to do any work. I mean, you just have to show up and like participate. That's it. Becky's going to do all the work. I must be crazy. I must be crazy. Okay. So
can you tell us what the big,
what? Can I tell you what?
Can you tell us what the big product is?
I can't tell you. I'd have to kill you. And I love you. So I won't want to do that. But you will find out soon enough, Carolyn, because guess what comes this week For us directors, our director boxes come this week. So we'll know all of the new products this week.
Oh, do they?
Yes. So any of you guys that are like, man, I really want to be a director just because I want to know what's first, that's what you got to do. Roll up to directorship. You get all these free products at your door, and then you get to tease your team about knowing ahead of time what they are. It's so much fun. I love you guys. So why have I given you guys all of these dates? I didn't mean to overwhelm you. But what does it help
So
you
that
do?
we can plan.
So that you can plan. Exactly right. Ding, 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 ding. She's the winner. Yes. So planning
What do
is
I win? What do I win?
a hard
director
time.
box.
She wins a director box and a calendar that tells Eastern Standard Time. That's our little
That's
guy.
what I need.
Oh, anyway. So, man, I just got like all off track. So yeah, it helps you guys plan, because let me tell you guys, with doing this for so long, I can tell you guys that you guys are honestly spoiled. Okay. I'm just going to lay it out there. You guys are spoiled. You're spoiled because I give you guys a lot of stuff, and the director team in general gives you guys a lot of stuff that I never had when I was growing up as a Pampered Chef kid. Okay. I never had these things. I never had these tools. I never had the training. So I promised myself when I became a leader that I was going to train my team. Okay. Now, just because I'm providing all this training doesn't mean that you guys are obligated to attend it. Okay. I just want you guys to know that you're not obligated to attend it. Now, would I love to see everybody at every single training? Absolutely, because you would all have rock star businesses. Because I'm telling you, scientifically proven, the more you learn, the more that you earn. Okay. I've never met a person start a new job and not have training to be successful, right? Every job requires that you have some kind of training along the way in order to know how to do your job. And that's exactly what we're offering to you guys. Okay. So really though, it's up to you guys to decide, you know, what you're going to participate in and what you're not going to participate in. But if you're not performing to your own expectations, then the question that you need to ask yourself is this: are you using the tools that are available to you? Okay. And I know for some of us, that's like a harsh reality. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm really not, you know, participating in training. I'm really not, you know, using the outline. I'm not doing the host coaching. Along the way, your breakdown is going to be one of those things, right? If you're struggling with bookings, you need to dig in and find out why you're struggling with bookings. Because it's not just, oh, my whole friends list sucks. That's not what it is. I promise you. It's not that. I promise you it's not that. At some point, it's really digging in and evaluating, okay, so if I'm using these words and they're not working, do I continue sending the same words or do I change them up, right? It's making a decision to get the results that you need. But if you're not planning your time effectively, then what are you doing, right? If you know every single week that I only have 30 minutes every other day to work my business, okay? Let's say you're in that situation. And those of you guys that have done the Monday trainings with me, you've already had this conversation with me, right? So if you only have 15 minutes or 30 minutes to invest in your business, how are you utilizing that time? How are you breaking down that time to make the most of it, okay? And are you planning ahead a strategy for that time? So I don't know if you guys are like me, but if I don't know what I'm getting ready to work on when I come down into my office, I'll just sit here scrolling. I'm like, oh, look, there's a squirrel and there's a squirrel, and I'm chasing this nut over here, and I'm going in this direction and all around and never getting anywhere. But if I come into my office and I know, okay, I'm down in my office for 3 hours and I need to, you know, schedule all these, you know, schedule posts for tomorrow. I need to create shows for this week, blah, 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 blah. And I have a list. I am so much more likely to get everything accomplished on my list because I have an idea of how I'm going to utilize that time versus having no idea what I'm doing with that time. So especially important if you are somebody that's working a full-time job, right? If you're working a full-time job and you have limited time to devote to Pampered Chef, then you need to manage that time more efficiently, okay? And that's where you start. You sit down with your calendar and you decide what is your Pampered Chef schedule going to look like alongside your full-time job schedule. Because I promise you this, if you don't schedule time, time never will make its way, okay? You're never going to find time unless you make time, okay? All of us are gifted the same 24 hours every single day. And why are some people successful and some people are not successful? It's all about balancing and managing their time. And that's just the God's honest truth, y'all. It's really that simple, okay? I have friends in this business that are super successful. I mean, there's doctors, lawyers, nurses. If you go to conference, you'll meet these people. Somebody in government in North Carolina, someone was like state legislator and doing Pampered Chef. Like, so people with busy schedules, okay? But they figure out what their schedule is for their Pampered Chef business, and they're able to maintain and do both. I'm not telling you that to make you feel less than. I'm telling you that because it's just the reality that you're never going to find the time if you don't make the time, okay? And I'm here, if you're someone that's bogged down and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to reach out to myself or Carolyn or to Tiffany and ask for help, okay? We can help you guys evaluate, let's say, what your work schedule is, what your family activities might be, and maybe where you can find a pocket of time for Pampered Chef. Because I'm never going to ask you guys to put your family above, or to put Pampered Chef above your family or any other obligations. Ask anyone, what's the most important thing for Becky? It's her family, right? They come first, and if I have an obligation to my family, I'm sorry, but it goes down my little list, So, if you're struggling though with time management, all of us can help you find that balance, okay? Those of you guys that don't know, Tiffany works third shift, right? She has a couple hours during the daytime to work her business. She's been able to do this business and make a full-time income, essentially, alongside a full-time job. Carolyn is a special needs teacher, okay? So she's in our education system, comes home, has a special needs child, and still makes this business work and is making a full-time income alongside that full-time job. Now, yes, I'm blessed, okay, that I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids, and I do have more time on my hands some days than others. And so you do see my presence a lot more than these other guys because I'm more available. But you guys may think I work Pampered Chef like 24 hours a day. And I promise you, those of you guys that know me know I don't. Like, I work 2 to 3 hours a day, and that's it. That's it. So, moral of the story, we can help you find management of your time if that's where you're lacking and you need the help, okay? But it's all about communication, okay? You'll find communication on this team is really important. Yes, I tend to over-communicate sometimes, and if I need a smackdown, give it to me. It's okay. I can take a smackdown. But I would rather be over-communicated to than not communicated to at all. Imagine how you guys would feel if you had no clue what was going on, ever. If you didn't have access to an outline every month, if you didn't have access to, firsthand knowledge, like Timely, imagine not having all of that information that you guys have. Where would you be with your businesses?
Hush your mouth.
And I've thought about it. Sometimes I'm like, is this really the best utilization of my time, creating outlines for my team and whatever and whatever and whatever. I do those things because I was not given them. Okay. I know what it takes to have an amazing business because I've been blessed and have it for the last 8.5 years since I've been doing this full time. So no matter what level you're going to work your business on, whether it's just a hobby for you, you want a part-time income, or you want a full-time income, we can help you figure out the balance for you. Okay. There's always going to be a way to figure it out. So what questions do you guys have? Everybody's a rock star. Nobody has questions. Well, we didn't announce this, but I thought it'd be kind of cool because you guys made time out, right, to be here with us, that we're going to do a drawing. Anybody like free stuff? Ah! Look, Carla's like, yes, I was smart. Yes, you were. All right, so I've got everybody's name. Thank you, Branda, for making a list for me. Everybody's name that's in here, and we're going to do a little winner. I'm going to close my eyes. See, I'm squinting. They're closed. Winner, chicken dinner. And Caroline is our winner, and I think she hopped off, didn't she?
She didn't hop off. It kicked her out, and I've been trying to get her back on, and it hasn't downloaded to her phone. So
Okay, so she's going to be one winner, but you know what? I'm feeling generous, so I'm going to give away 2 prizes. 2 prizes. All right, winner, chicken dinner. Hey, guess what? It was her lucky night. Carla. Carla's a winner. That's weird. Carla and Caroline. Ooh, that was weird. All right, so you guys are going to be getting one of our retired little Roundup from the Heart trivets in the mail from me.
Oh my goodness. I was looking for those.
Who is that?
Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Hi.
You're getting one in the mail.
Can you not do those anymore?
No. Nope, and now you'll have one.
you're gonna see, Carla, as the business like progresses and you get used to this. Like February, there's a whole list of items that are going to be discontinued.
Right.
There's sets that are going to be discontinued, but the items are still going to be available. So the pictures that we have posted, Becky has posted on the team page, I posted on the team page. Make sure that you guys are familiar with the wording on those graphics. The top portion is items that are going to be discontinued out of the catalog. We're not going to sell those no more. The next section are sets that are being discontinued. It's the sets. It's not the items in the set. So if you read the red print at the top, it's going to say that they're going to be the individual items are going to be available after February 29th. It's just not going to be in a set. There's
items that are not going to be available individually, but only in a set.
Yes. And then the last section of it is restyled items. So just make sure that you're looking at that graphic and reiterating that to your guest and host and getting yourself familiar with it, because we've already had consultants that were already confused thinking that the quick cooker and the deluxe blender were being discontinued. So, but you'll find throughout this business that you're going to see a lot of people say, hey, do they sell blah, blah, blah? Well, in the back of the catalog is everything that we offer to our customers. The only thing that's not in there is the stuff that we have on the outlet section. So, and the outlet section is always different because stuff gets sold out and they add more stuff to it. You'll be seeing the stuff that's being discontinued that they'll soon be thrown into the outlet after February. So, but you'll see, like, you're looking for that trivet, and that was discontinued how long ago back?
Like 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years. Probably 3 years.
No.
Yes. So, all right. And I'm going to leave you guys with one last thing. If you are not already scheduled, and I know, Carla, you're brand new to us, so I don't even know, have you and Roxanne talked about your launch party at all? Doing a launch party? No, you just did a show for her.
Just had a party last weekend.
Okay.
And then I used that to, that kit credit to set up mine. So I haven't set up a launch party because I just now had a party.
Yeah.
But I have 4 parties on the books for this coming Thursday and 2 for the next Thursday.
Awesome. You're going to have a great start to your business for sure. So for those of you guys that it's been a while since you've hosted your own show, okay? Or those of you guys that it's been a while since you've opened up your home to do an open house, this is the time of year that you guys want to do it. I strongly recommend that you do it towards the end of February. And why would you want to do it towards the end of February? Is because
tax refund.
You can kind of have a party, a dual party. You can have a party for all of the things you have around. So it can be a February show, right? But you can also have a March show created and actually start selling or, kind of taking orders for those March products as well. So I tend to like to do it the last week of February. We call it an in and out party. And so you can kind of, still sell the discontinuing products, but then you can also start selling the March products as well. Okay. So if you're, not scheduled to do one, guess what? You always have a booking. It's you. You can always be your host. Okay. Always. So don't forget that. All right, my friends, does anyone have any questions at all? No?
Carolyn did jump back on. She's the iPhone at the bottom.
Oh, Caroline, you were our drawing winner. You're going to get a present from me in the mail.
She already knows what it is. I already told her.
Okay, awesome. All righty, well, I'm going to stop the recording, and I appreciate you guys hopping on with us this evening. And remember, our team meeting is always the third Sunday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can mark it on your calendar now so you don't forget. And then make sure you check out all the events and make sure to RSVP for those. Thank you, guys.
Was that the second